Hey everyone, Tim Galbraith, hashtag Lapeer. I'm outside Lapeer County Central Dispatch where I just spoke with Executive Director Jeff Satkowski. I'm going to let him tell you a little bit about why you need to vote for the surcharge come November 3rd.
Jeffrey Satkowski, I'm the Executive Director of Lapeer County Central Dispatch. I got this position by appointment by the County Commissioners. I've worked here for going on 19 years now. I started out as a dispatcher, and then I did that for 4 years before the previous director promoted me up to systems administrator, which I did for about 12 years. So 911 is a lot more than you just dial 911 and a cop shows up or a fire department or an ambulance. Yes, those things happen, but there's so much more that goes on behind the scenes to make that happen. Just because you call and I answer the phone doesn't mean I'm the one that's going to hang up the phone and run out there and save you. We have multiple people working at the same time. We take your information, we ask you questions, and we input that into the computer, and then the other 2 or 3 or 4 people in the room are working on dispatching it, depending on the nature of the call. But while that's happening, your one emergency is not necessarily the only emergency going on in the county at that time. You could be calling in a structure fire and somebody else on the other side of the county is having a heart attack. Several officers are out there calling in traffic stops and running warrants. We have to deal with all of these things all at the same time. Now, if a storm blows through, we got power lines down and trees down all over the place. Our phones are ringing off the hook, and we're trying to dispatch fire departments and the road commission and everybody else out to clear up the roads and help people. So that's just a small slice of the stuff that we do here. I mean, there's just so many little things that add up to the whole piece of the pie that go into emergency services. So we need a 74-cent increase on the surcharge rate. It's not a millage. It goes on phone bills only. So what that means is the 911 center for the entire county of Lapeer is funded solely by the surcharge. I don't get general fund money from the county. I don't get millage money, and that's it. Just the surcharge. That's what funds this entire operation. So if somebody needs to call 911, we have to dispatch a fire department, an ambulance, or a police officer, and all the other little things that we do that make up the whole system, it's all funded by phone bills. The rate was changed in 2008, 12 years ago, by the state of Michigan when they leveled the playing field between all devices that can call 911. If you remember way back in the day, everybody had landlines and cell phones, we didn't have so many. Well, we were charging over $3 and something per line for landlines, but cell phones back then were only paying about 19 cents. So what happened over the last 25 years, we all got rid of our landlines and got cell phones. Well, cell phones paid a little tiny amount, and so all the 911 centers in the state of Michigan and across the country's funding just went haywire. So Michigan stepped in back in 2008 and they leveled it, meaning any device that can call 911 pays the same rate, whether it's a landline, a VoIP phone, or a cell phone. So that's what the whole thing is. It comes from your phone bill. If you look down under the government taxes and section on your phone bill, you'll see down there county 911 surcharge. For us right now, it's currently $1.55. Not anymore. The millage, when we had that, was for building out the new radio system we did almost 10 years ago, and that's exactly what we did with that money. Is we built it out and it was strictly for equipment. So none of that money ever went over to the other side of the budget, my operational budget. Totally separate things, and that came off the books in 2019. Pays for the entire operation. My operational budget pays for the employees, the electricity to keep the lights on, keep the towers running, the radios going, gas bill, all of that stuff, vendor contracts, everything. 100% of everything goes into that. This passes in November. I expect to start seeing additional revenue coming in, and you'll see it on your phone bill either second half to last quarter of next year. The reason I say that is because every May I have to submit paperwork to Lansing stating what our surcharge rate is. And then in June, Lansing has to notify all the various carriers out there of what that rate is. Now, most carriers send us their checks quarterly. Some of them do it monthly, so that's why I say second half to last quarter before we'll actually start seeing that new rate. If you have more than one telephone line on your bill, you will pay each time up to 10 lines. The way the state law is written, pays the same rate 10 times for the first 10, and then every 10 lines after that pays just once. So if you have 10 lines, you pay 10 times 20 lines, you pay 11 times, and so on. So what that does is help protect large corporations and businesses and schools that have, you know, a whole lot of telephone lines.